I hate black people that want to sound woke and gain popularity with white supremacists by opposing black governments that are genuinely trying to look out for their people while simultaneously ducking assassination bullets from the Western governments. Magtte Wade, an author, journalist, and so-called African prosperity activist, wrote on X, and I quote, "I genuinely think Africa will develop faster once we stop idolizing Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Rawlings, Patrice Lumumba, and stop falling for the Ibrahim Traore propaganda that is going on right now." And I'm like, Ibrahim Traore propaganda? Ibrahim Traore is not itching for a spotlight. You people give him the spotlight in hopes that he would slip and fall so you can celebrate his failures. I mean, as a black woman, you should be ashamed for attacking our Pan-African leaders who unashamedly called for the forced removals of the African oppressors and give the people the true liberation they deserve, not this facade called democracy that is controlled by the West. The mandate our Pan-African leaders who were murdered for spreading the truth is very clear. Africa and its wealth should be for black people. Anybody who does not share African skin color should be forcefully removed. We are not idolizing anything, my sister. We are carrying out a mandate. The disrespect to even label this as idolization, to reduce it to tabloid chorus. Because what? You're sleeping with a white man. And you know, when I saw a picture of her husband, I thought to myself, oh, she's getting penetrated in more ways than one. As far as I'm concerned, Africans across the globe should not worry themselves with pillow talk opinions. Another one on X called Dara Blessed Mhlanga wrote, "Any leader who is truly loved by his people must not lead behind a gun. If you are loved, your power must be drawn from free will of the electorate." What does this free will of the electorate look like? Manipulated elections. One of the successes of American hegemony and cultural brainwashing is the inculcation of the idea that liberal democracy is the ultimate form of governance. This is why on Africa Day, you see an African person calling for democracy in Burkina Faso. This non-thinking is a recitation of the American gospel, which preaches that liberal democracy is the singular sacred path to legitimate rule. By liberal democracy, we mean elections, multi-party system, judicial independence, freedom of speech. All of this is now treated not as one model among many, but as the final destination of political evolution. And the African genuinely believe this. The idea that legitimacy comes only from elections is now so deeply ingrained that leaders who seize power through other means, even in the face of collapse or neo-colonial extraction, are instantly dismissed as illegitimate, tyrannical, or primitive. Meanwhile, the reality is that a vote means nothing in a country where the economy is already captured by foreign creditors and every minister is just a neo-colonial manager. So to uncritically repeat that power must come from the electorate is to ignore how the electorate is shaped, constrained, and manipulated by global capital and ideological gatekeepers. If Africa is to be free, it must reclaim the right to experiment practically and build new forms of revolutionary governance based on the material realities of its people, not the fantasies of American embassies. The continent must thoroughly escape the chokehold that treats liberal democracy not as one option among many, but as the only legitimate form of political life. Most importantly, this thinking must begin not in constitutions or policy papers, but in how political leaders conduct themselves and imagine power. Sadly, even the most radical or populist African political formations sing from the liberal hymn book. They speak of elections as salvations, parliaments as the supreme arena of change, and courts as the ultimate tellers of the truth. Their manifestos are laced with borrowed idioms of rule of law, checks and balances, and good governance, terms whose origins lie not in African political culture, but in Western crisis management tools. In doing so, they betray their own promises and offer instead a reformist illusion wrapped in revolutionary rhetoric. Whatever message you were trying to convey will fall upon deaf ears. The citizens of Burkina Faso have never been more free than they are right now. They feel much safer being led by the gun. They should be afraid of someone like you with dirty fingers typing nonsense on X outside the United States Embassy. Your picture is the ideal symbol of state capture. Why should they trust someone who is pulling them to something they're trying to run away from? Please, my brother, If you are auditioning to sit in the White House and have tea with Trump, wear a coordinating outfit. There's just too much mixed matching going on your body. Secondly, look like a man who means business. Who's going to take you seriously with a body of a 14-year-old white boy with extra small size pants? As a black man, you have no business being tinier than me. Increase your calorie intake, hit the gym, take some protein shakes, look manly. Maybe we might take you serious. Maybe we'll take your opinions into consideration. I hate that the idea of true freedom comes from the textbook of American ideologies. I hate it. And the political leaders of this country has made it their mandate. They take from that book and have made it the rule of law. And when they fail to deliver on the rule of law, they so highly preach. Everyone cries wolf. Everyone thinks now they are political leaders. They can just spew in opinions. Your leaders fail to tell you that they read the textbook of the American imperialists, the Western imperialists, but they fail to deliver what the textbook are saying. So democracy in so many forms has failed many black Africans. And I think the way Ibrahim Traore rose and took power should be the way for all the countries in Africa. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations.